I am making this video today to talk about what's kind of going on with all the energies. I know that I've been feeling I needed to withdraw and go into myself and really um, feel the energies and actually be aware and observant of what was coming up for me. I know that I saw um, old patterns resurfacing yet again for me to look at in a deeper way, to relationships, to the ways that I eat, the way I mean, you name it, it's all coming up for us to look at. And this is the time. This is a major, huge influx of energy that's coming in and having us really be the observer of ourselves. Yes, there's a lot of stuff going outside. There's a lot of things that are happening right now, a lot of extremes, and it's supposed to be this way. It's supposed to drive up in us what is serving us and what is not. And that has done a lot, not only with me, but with my children as well. Seeing them, what's bringing up to the surface for them to see friends, to school, to work, to all things that are being highlighted for us to look at and for us to recalibrate, to restructure, to just put it through the microscope of, do we want this in our life anymore? Is this working for us? Is this serving us? And that is the main thing, that is the theme of what's going on. There's also a lot of, like I said, the extreme energies that are bringing forth things that need to be seen, that have been hidden, not only out there in the world stage, but within yourself as well. And what we need to do to finally start to move into this new way, because we're never going back to normal. They've been trying to advertise that as a campaign out there, that if you do this and you do this, everything will get back to normal. But where we're heading in this energy, there is no back to the way things used to be. It's bringing on a whole new way of being and being in the flow. Nothing is stagnant and staying and hard structures like school and medicine and the governments, to the economics, to the banking, to you name it. It's all being highlighted right now for us to see, and what we want to take with us and how we want to change our lives and how things will serve us in that way. I know that I'll be doing a lot of videos on what I do every day, because I know that some may resonate with that and some may not. Some may say, well, why are you doing this? Is we're trying to simplify our lives, because it became so commercialized, so material, having to have the things that we thought we needed, and it's turning out we really don't. It's turning out like this addiction right here to having certain things in our lives that we really don't need. I've been going through tons of clothes and articles of beddings, you name it, that I've had sitting with me for the last 10 years. And most of it I don't touch anymore. So they've all been donated to Goodwill. So it's things like that that we are being asked to look at. I know that I've been scrubbing my diet big time, and what serves me and what no longer serves me. And that's what I'll be doing videos on too, is ways that we can naturally soothe and nurture ourselves. Because this is a big time. This coming month is going to be a nurturing time. We need to take time for ourselves. With this big influx of energies, that you're either have all the energy in the world and then the next minute you have nothing at all and you can barely get out of bed anymore. So there's so many different energies that are at play here, and they're so intense. And how to nurture our bodies and how to listen to our bodies when it says rest, to listen to our bodies when it says go, and to find that balance in between that as well. And this is all new. This is all going to be new. We're never going back to normal again. Learning how to be in a flow, learning how to listen to our bodies, learning how to listen to our higher selves. This is what this whole journey's been about, is we were immersed into the old energy and we learned and conditioned and all that, what we thought we had to do and who to be, etc., etc. But this is the unearthing of who we really truly are and seeing out there what they told us to be, whether it be our families or society. It's been one big illusion of who we really truly are. And we're starting to look at that and see who we are. We are beings of light and love. And to bring that forth into our everyday being, to be authentic in everything that we say and do. Because if we are expecting them to be authentic and to be truthful to their word and stepping into that, then we need to do the same too. And where are we BSing ourselves? Saying everything is okay when no, it's really truly not. So, what can we do to bring that forth in everything that we do? Whether it's your finances, whether it's your health, whether it's your relationships, whether it's your spirituality, whether it's the the medicine, the medical field, everything out there is selling you for one thing and actually doing something totally different. And how to take that back for yourself, how to take back your own health. And that's my next journey, is to really take everything back from that old way of medicine and old ways of eating and old ways of being, and really shaking it up and bringing it forth to birthing something totally new, and how to do that and what it looks like. And I'll be working, actually going back to my mom's house. We're going to set up some cameras there, and actually we made veggie burgers the other day because it's important to know what's going into your food, because to tell you the truth, they're putting all kinds of crap in our food and in our water and in everything that we come in contact with, our air, everything. Everything is being tampered with. So to go into and knowing exactly what is in your food. And we're blessed that we have a beautiful grocery store called Wegmans here. And Wegmans is a beautiful blessing because since day one, since this whole pandemic has begun, they've treated their customers with utmost respect and still providing the organic foods and things to help us nurture our bodies. Because I'm not saying immunities anymore. I've done a lot of research on germ theory versus terrain theory, and I'm finding that for me that I see where terrain theory and where the body is where it's at. And our bodies are always talking to us and telling us what we need and how to nurture our bodies and how to nourish us. And how that's far more important than putting something that is that is not real, that is synthetic, that is chemically made to alter our bodies. And I found that going down that road, which I did. Oh, I did when I was younger, even in my young adults. About 10 years ago, I stopped vaccinations. I stopped because I found out they weren't vaccinations, especially with my youngest child who has autism. So I had to really go into natural ways of healing because of that. And I dived into essential oils and foods that really nourish our bodies. And I took myself from the hypothyroidism, the high blood pressure, the fibromyalgia, and nourished my body back to where I wasn't experiencing that any longer. And so I'm just going to share the recipes and the ways that I went about doing things. And if it resonates with you, great. And if it doesn't, that's great too. Because we all have to find our path. My path, I had to dive in and find a different path because the conventional ways were not working for me. They just weren't. And they were not working for my family. So I had to choose. And this is what I choose to do. And so I choose to share it, hopefully, hoping that maybe it resonates with just one person, and I'll be so happy if it does. Because I know I went through all this stuff for a reason, and it was to share. And it was to talk about it. And it was um, to guide people along, because I know that I had to learn the hard way. And I know that we're all out there learning the hard way right now. And to take a step back and to ask our bodies what it needs, to ask our soul what it needs compared to what they're telling us what we need. We are taking back our own power. And this is what this is all about. So I can't wait to share my new adventures with you and my boys and some cameos from my mom and her beautiful dog Luna, which also brings me to the point of talking about my Sassy. About a month ago, a little over a month ago, she passed. And she was battling cancer for the longest time. And with mushrooms and energy work, we kept it at bay for a very, very long time. I mean, years. About 5 to 6 years, we've kept it at bay. But I noticed that within the beginning of the year, the influx of EMF waves really were pounding us. And I know that I was starting to feel sick again, and she was starting to not do well. And mixture of people being around people that received the jab, and we experienced some major adverse effects from that, which I was not expecting that to happen. I was blindly going along saying, well, I didn't take it, so I'll be okay. But the sensitivities that I have and my children have painted a different story. So not only with myself, I was experiencing extreme menstrual bleeding, to clots, to headaches, intense headaches that I've never experienced before. My youngest, who gets migraines, had migraines for days, had rashes. My oldest had rashes. I had rashes. He had headaches. He had massive nosebleeds. It was really intense. And then we didn't realize what was going on until we had to actually do a study for ourselves, because we're like, we gotta get to the bottom of this. And we spaced ourselves away from people that did receive it, and it started getting better. And so, then to prove our theory yet again, we went just for a little bit of time, and then our headaches returned, the rashes returned. The bleeding did, because we weren't around them for a long, long period of time. So luckily that didn't happen. But with Sassy, I noticed that she was deteriorating fast. And then she'd get spurts of okayness when we got back home, and then we'd be back out again, and she would feel sick again. And then the latest was when we were at school, and they had a lot of EMF pumping out for the Wi-Fi for the kids at school, and I felt a pulse come through, and I felt it within my body. The boys felt it within theirs. And then I felt Sassy collapse into my lap. And so not only was the frequency of being people that were um, that that had the shot was affecting us, but also the EMF, because it is all frequency, even the shot to the EMFs that are coming off our phones to our computers, our laptops, intense frequencies and really low frequencies, which alter our body. And I watched that happen to my Sassy. And so, without her dying in vain, it's going to be my mission is to talk about this openly, to talk about this freely, and what really happened, and not to sugarcoat or bullshit anything, because what happened to her is what's happening to us as well, happening to other people's pets. Um, Everything is frequency. The food you eat, the music you listen to, the stuff that you take into your body, whether it be medicines or shots or um, nutritional supplements. Some you have to really dive into to see exactly what the frequency is. The people that you're around, even, have a frequency, and the people that have received this experimental jab are emitting a lower frequency, kind of like the mixed with the EMFs, which is a lower frequency, is stirring our bodies up and stirring everything out there, disrupting the natural frequency of our beings. And so it deals with the blood, it deals with uh, our organs, everything is connected. And so to watch her deteriorate with that pulse within 12 hours, 12 hours she deteriorated. And she couldn't breathe. It was horrific to sit there and hold her during the night, holding her up so she could breathe just a little bit, maybe close her eyes, was to lead me into this huge crusade for not only speaking about what happened to her, to honor all the ones that received the jab that passed, to honor all of us on this journey and how to take back our health. Because there are so many things out there that we can do to help our bodies and help us at least raise our frequency so that we are well. And not only well with our physical bodies, but mental and emotional and spiritual as well. There's so many different aspects to this, where it's not just physical, it's not just emotional, mental, or spiritual. They all work together, and it works all together within your body. And so, with my beautiful little sassers, I will talk about what I did with her and what you can do, hopefully, if this resonates with you, to help your pets as well, to help you, to help your families. Um, like I said, I'm just out here talking about this because I can't not talk about it. So during my cooking lessons, I will not be discussing anything um, necessarily controversial, to respect to my mom, because she doesn't want to be involved with that. But I will be doing that on here separately, and just doing the basics with what we're doing to improve our health, to nourish our bodies. There's not even an immunity thing, but to nourish our bodies. Our bodies are craving vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, um, all kinds of beautiful things that God put here for us to nourish our bodies and to really um, be grateful and thankful for that. And how doing that, you'll be led and your spirit will lead you to even more things that will nourish and love your body. So I can't wait for this to happen and hope to see you on my journey. All right, thank you. Have a wonderful day.